What's up everyone? Brian here from Ride Your Money Wave. Today I want to show you just how easy it is to become a millionaire. Now, I understand that that is a big promise, but I want to hold your hand, show you the power of compound interest, and hopefully change the way that you think about the money that you have in your pocket today. Now, with these calculations, what we're going to be looking at is investing at least in the beginning, investing in our Roth IRA. Because our Roth IRA, it is after-tax dollars that are going in and tax-free income that is coming out. So every single penny that is in our Roth IRA is ours for us to keep and spend in our retirement. The second thing is I want to kind of prove the point to you that the most powerful dollar that you have in your life is the money that's in your pocket right now. And the reason being is because if you wait to invest in the stock market, the power of compound interest begins to diminish immediately. So when I was in my youth, I stumbled across this idea of compound interest, and I stumbled across a investment calculator, a compound interest calculator, which showed me that if I invest the money, what it would actually equal. And the magic behind it is that 1 plus 1 does not equal 2. And in fact, 1 plus 1 is closer to equaling 10. So I want to first show you the power of compound interest on a single dollar, and then what that would equal when we start making it automatic and when we make it a habit. So I am using Dave Ramsey's investment calculator. You can use any investment calculator. I just think this one is easy, and that's what I use in my classroom. So let's take a look. All right, so we are going to be opening up a Roth IRA at the age of 18. On your 18th birthday, legally you're an adult. You need to start acting like one when it comes to money as well. And so if you open up a Roth IRA at the age of 18 and you have a job, your future self is definitely going to be thanking you for it. When do you plan on retiring? Let's make that 65 years old. Now, we can play with this later. Most people are retiring later because we are simply living longer. But if you're a millionaire, which I hope to show you how to do today, and you want to retire a little bit early, you can retire at 60, you can retire at 55, 50, doesn't matter. You can play with this number all that you want. But let's say the average person retires around 65 years old, in which case they can start collecting Social Security as well. And what we want to do is when it says, how much have you saved for retirement? We want to put a single dollar in there. How much will you contribute monthly? 0. And what will the annual rate of return be? We're going to put 9%. Now, the historical average of the S&P 500 has been about 9.5%, even closer towards 10%. And we're just going to be a little bit conservative. We can even be more conservative and take out inflation and rerun these numbers with 6 or 7%. But depending on the index fund that I encourage you to invest in, whether it's the S&P 500 or the total stock market index, the VTSAX through Vanguard, that has a historical rate of about 12% because it holds smaller companies as well. And smaller companies, the ones that, do make it and grow, have much more earning power in terms of percentage growth than some of the bigger companies. So we're going to be conservative. We're going to just leave it at 9% here. And what we're looking at with this setup is the opportunity cost of a single dollar. So you have this scenario where you put in a dollar into your Roth IRA, you invest it in the S&P 500, and on your 65th birthday, you go back and you check how much that dollar will have equaled, and the answer is 65 bucks. $1 turns into 65 bucks. And so for me, this is helpful to kind of keep in my back pocket so that when I look at something, when I look at a Starbucks cup of coffee at the age of 18, Now suddenly I don't see this as costing me $4. I see this as costing me $250. Or when I look at going to the movies with my friends for $10, I don't see it as $10. I see it as, is this worth $650 to me? So calculating the opportunity cost of a single dollar is incredibly important to begin to shape the way that you think and the way that you view money today. A dollar isn't just a dollar. A dollar is a dollar plus that 9% average rate of return while it's invested in the stock market. And so for me personally, at the age of 37, wanting to retire, let's say at the age of 60, a single dollar is actually at a 9% rate of return. It's not a dollar, it's $7. So everything that I buy, if I decide to give it up, will save me 7 times more money in the future by simply investing it. That is the opportunity cost of money today. That's the opportunity cost of our purchases today. What you give up in order to gain something else. So when I was in my youth and I came across this information and I started to understand the way that the market works and I started to understand the way compound interest work, it gave me fuel for my fire of becoming more frugal. Now suddenly I realized, hey, if I save and invest in my youth, I won't need to save and invest when I get older. In fact, you start to understand the way it works even more and you realize, wow, if I really front load all of my saving and investing, I'll hit a tipping point where I don't even need to save anymore. And instead, my money will go out there and work for me. And I'll essentially be guaranteed to become a millionaire so long as we don't have, a horrific market crash that stays down for, prolonged periods of time. So once I understood that, it was game on. And it just became this phase in my life where I was trying to save and invest with everything that I had. And so I took on multiple jobs. I started different businesses, and I kept my standard of living the same while my income was increasing. And I invested the difference. And automating those investments, making it goals to max out retirement accounts, first starting with my Roth IRA, then my 403b, then I opened up a 457, then I opened up a SEP through my business. Once all that stuff was maxed out, I was still living a great life. I was still maintaining my standard of living. As I was making more money, I was just investing more money. And so I was putting my money to work for me. Rule number 4 of money. So a single dollar, a single dollar at the age of 18, retiring at the age of 65 is $65. At the age of 25, you're looking at $34. Now think about that. When do you think the average person starts to save for retirement? Even if you talk to a 25-year-old and they mention, yeah, I'm saving for my retirement, I got a Roth IRA, I'm contributing to a 401k, you'd be pretty impressed, right? But look at the difference between the person who starts saving at 18 versus the person that starts saving at 25. At 18, $1 grows into $65. You wait just a few years and you start investing at 25, that dollar only grows into 34. Your returns essentially just got cut in half. So one of the key aspects of acquiring wealth is not timing the market, but time in the market. Okay? So, having said that, we just looked at the opportunity cost of a single dollar. Now, let's reverse engineer it and let's say, how much do we have to start saving to become a millionaire? So let's go back, and we're 18 years old. The age you plan on retiring will make it 65. How much have you saved for retirement? 0. It's our 18th birthday. We wake up. We are opening up a Roth IRA, and we are going to start contributing $100 a month. Now, think about it. Between working part-time, between working in the summer, between holidays and birthdays and things like that, can you average $100 a month? I would say yes. Even in college, working at nights, working on holiday breaks, working over the summer, you can come up with $1,200 a year. So if you were to invest $100 a month, starting at the age of 18, all throughout your life, and all you did was invest in the S&P 500, on average, how much money would you have? Answer, $888,000. That is incredible. You are so close to becoming a millionaire, right? Let's bump that up. What do we need? Maybe $115 a month? Boom. You are a millionaire. $115 a month. Okay? So that's doable. That is doable. And the beauty of it is that, first of all, this is every single penny is yours because it's in a Roth IRA. Also, this isn't even including 401ks and company matches that you hopefully will be getting. And also, think about it. When you're 25, 35, 45, 55 years old, isn't it going to become easier to save more than $115 because hopefully you're making more? Of course. So this becomes the basis. This becomes your bottom, right? This becomes your conservative estimate. Because once you become the master of your money, as you make more money, you'll be telling that money to go to work for you as opposed to you working for your money. You'll be taking that money and you'll be buying assets. You'll be setting goals to max out 401ks and Roth IRAs and adding to a brokerage account. Once you start making your money work for you, it becomes pretty addictive and it becomes pretty exciting to see your net worth going up while you are literally doing nothing. So, $115 a month, okay? $115 a month. Let's pull up a calculator here. Come on now. So, 115 divided by 4, you're looking at $28 a week. Let's divide that by 7. You're looking at $4 a day. If you can save $4 a day, I guess I should have been able to do the mental math. 120 divided by 30 equals 4. Okay. If you can save $4 a day, that's literally just giving up, eating out to lunch, a very cheap lunch at that. That's like giving up a morning coffee on the way into work. You can become a millionaire. It is literally just that easy. Now, real quick, let's look at what happens if we wait until we are, say, 25 years old. So if you wait until you're 25 years old, that $115 a month isn't going to make you a millionaire. In fact, it's going to cut it in half, and it's only going to make you half a millionaire. $538,000. Still respectable, but in finance, we have this rule that you can only pull about 3 or 4% from your retirement accounts on a yearly basis. So a 4% withdrawal rate is only $20,000. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to retire with more than $20,000 a year living expenses. So I'm going to need more than $500,000 in my retirement. And that's why, with the same amount of sacrifice, $115 a month, if you start at 18, you're a millionaire. If you start at 25, you're at 500 grand. And now suddenly you're going to need to bump up your savings to accommodate for that loss. So again, that's why investing while you are young is so important. The sooner you can start investing. And by the way, once you get this information, it's like your duty to share it with people younger than you that you care about. This is why I tell all of my students about this. This is why I tell all of my younger cousins about this. This is why the people that are in my life that I care about that are younger than me, I try to plant the seed and talk to them about it so that they can have a life of financial abundance. So, 25 years old to 65, $115 a month brings you to $538,000. You pretty much would have to double that to $230 a month to get to your $1 million. Now that's a little bit more of a financial burden on you. That's a little bit more of a sacrifice. What if we set the goal of maxing out our Roth IRA though? Let's say we always earn underneath the income limits that the government sets for us. Let's say we have a middle class job and we're earning 50 grand a year, and we set aside that $6,000, so just over 10%, right? What is that, 12%? We're going to set aside 12% of our income starting at the age of 25 until 65, and we are going to set aside $500 a month. How much would that equal in terms of our retirement? Now suddenly you are a multi-millionaire with $2.3 million. I would say if you're under the age of 30, you need a minimum of about $3 million. I'd say, about $3 million in order to retire. And the reason being is because we're living longer, healthcare costs keep going up, and I would imagine that with all the debt that we're in, if we want to pay that off, we are going to have to either have higher levels of inflation or raise our taxes. And so for those reasons, you need more money in order to retire. $1 million is just not going to cut it anymore. So you take a look, starting at the age of 25, you get serious about your money and you put that money, $500 a month, into your Roth IRA, you will have $2.3 million in your retirement. And you get every single penny of that because it's in a Roth IRA, given a 9% rate of return, which is a historic average. I encourage you to sit down and play with these numbers and find out what you have to do in order to meet this goal, to meet your goals. Once I discovered this, I spent so much time figuring out how cheaply can I live so that I can front load all of my savings and truly max out my retirement accounts and have just an awesome retirement planned. And as it turns out, anytime you can take your costs up front and your benefits later, that is a fantastic decision. So saving and investing, your costs come up front. It's not always fun to save. It's not always fun to say no. You're going to lessen your utility, as we say in economics class, because maybe you're going to drive a used car for a little bit longer, or maybe you're going to cook in instead of going out to eat as often. But you take those costs up front and the benefit becomes later, because now all that money that you have through saving and investing, it buys you options. It doesn't buy you happiness, it buys you options. The option to take care of the people that you love, the option to retire early, the option to send your kids to the best school, the option to have, a vacation home, you name it. So I think that this financial calculator, I know for me that this made a huge impact in my life and really motivated me to realize that I could become a millionaire. And it took me 15 years, but I was able to do it. Actually, not even. It took me 13 years. And what I did is that every time I just kept doubling down and investing more and more in assets and living under my means, paying myself first, And as time went on, my money went to work for me. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so this lands in your inbox every time we publish and every time you go on YouTube. Till next time, take care and go out there and go live your best life.